Today's session is quite different, but first of all, I will try to say the following. When you think of Beirut, the ancient Beirut, what do we call Sitt al-Dunya, okay? When you search on Google for some of its fascinating aspects in Lebanon, we think actually about the coffee shops at that time, like Wimpy, Café de Paris, or Mocha in Hamra Street, as well as the so-called and the famous one, Ahwat al-Aziz Wen. يمزك Ahwat al-Aziz Wen in Jamaisi. At that time, around 1930s, okay, citizens in Beirut used to spend unforgettable moments playing cards, drinking coffee, and playing Tawli, the famous backgammon game at that time. But actually, the origin of this game is so old and its roots are embedded in history and go beyond the borders of Lebanon to Mesopotamia, which is so-called today Iraq. But neither the Mesopotamian 5,000 years ago, nor Hassan al-Samadi, the one who established Ahwat al-Aziz in Beirut, thought of backgammon as we're going to show here you today. In brief, this game is actually known as the aim of my unique game, and throughout this game we will be practicing 100 of complications and multiple issues in genetics. When we think of backgammon, actually two words come up to our mind. Which are the two famous games? Give me five. Mahbousa and Frangiye, where players use two types of checkers, the ivory one and the black one, and whose ultimate goal is to move these checkers on board forward and backward, and the winner is the first one who takes off all his checkers off the board. This game has been practiced by my grandmother and my grandfather, but unfortunately most of the time they used to tease each other. You win, I win, they lose, I lose. But in this backgammon, we're going to show you something totally different. Every checker will be considered as a chromosome, either carrying the allele T4, tall, dominating allele S for short, or allele R4, red, dominating allele W for white, as well as the two famous chromosomes, which are named X and Y. So on half of the board of that backgammon, you're going to see these checkers moving forward and backward in order to show which basic phenomenon we have been teaching so far. Recombination, interchromosomal recombination, which is the random assortment of chromosomes during which phase? Metaphase 1. And on the other half of the board, we're going to see these magnetite pieces acting as whom? Chromosomes. And eventually we'll be able to show the crossover. And this is how the sister chromatids, for the first time, they will change from sister into non-sister. Along this random assortment, we can contribute to genetic diversity. So ladies and gentlemen, hopefully in the coming few minutes, we will be able to concretize for the first time these two concepts in biology: random assortment during meiosis 1 and the crossing over during prophase 1. And this is actually what contributes to genetic diversity.